How you doing, guys? My name is James Hiscott. I'm 57 years old, and I have stage 4 lymphoma. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's brain cancer. Right now, I have my good friend who's like a brother to me. His name is Brandon Kehoe, and the emotions start already, which is fine. But he's been really good to me, and he is actually directing, producing, and editing this video. My love for cars began at my first car show when I was 14 years old in Anaheim, California. Um, it was my very first car show I ever been to, and I could not believe what I saw at that car show. I fell in love with cars that day, immediately. And I wrote a list, as young as I was, about a car that I wanted to build. Doesn't matter what kind it was, but from what I learned at the car show, I wrote up my car in great detail on 20, 30 pieces of paper, exactly how I wanted the car to be. Well, I wanted to start on that project right away. I was too young to work at the time. By the time I was old enough to work, I got a young lady pregnant. We got married very young, 19 years old. Had one kid right after the other, and I ended up working really, really hard for almost 19 years. Um, After they were grown, I got divorced and I married again to a woman who had another set of young children. Well, here we go again. I worked very, very hard for a long time. I couldn't get to my dream build. Real quick, I'll tell you about my build. It's a 1995 Honda Civic Coupe two-door, and I have put my life in this car for 3 years and 9 months. 9 months into the build, my wife noticed a raised spot on my bag that looked kind of odd to her. It was kind of purple. And she said, Jim, what is that? And I couldn't see it. So my mother was a dermatologist for like 20 years, worked for a dermatologist for 20 years. I went and showed it to her right away. And she told me to immediately see a dermatologist. So I did. A biopsy was taken, waited 3 days for the results to come back, and it was malignant melanoma, which is skin cancer. Doesn't seem bad, right? Well, there's two ways that malignant melanoma skin cancer can grow. It can grow out, as it did on my sister. They cut it out. She's fine. Mine grew in to the body, into my organs, into my endocrine system. Once it gets into your endocrine system, you pretty much have lymphoma at that point. It just hasn't reached the brain yet. Um, so, anyways, after finding out that it was lymphoma, I was in the surgery within 2 days. They cut across my back to remove all the infectious cancer tissue they could. They cut it into underneath both my arms, and I was cut up pretty good. And we'll bring up some photos right now on screen that you can see the surgery on my back. It was pretty rough. I've always been a hard worker. I'm not lazy. I pay, and for what I got, I paid and worked hard. I earned for everything I've ever had. I was supposed to rest for 2 weeks, but 2 days later, I went back to work. And the buddy I was working with, it was really hot in the summertime. I just had a t-shirt on. The buddy I was working with said, "Hey Jim, your back is all red. It's all red." I'm like, what? I was looking at it and took my t-shirt off, and it was all blood. I had ripped half the stitches all the way out, and if my editor's got a good stomach, he'll put that photo up, and you can take a look at that one. So pretty bad. The doctors couldn't stitch it back together. It took 4 months to grow from the inside out. So as for the car, 9 months in, like I said, I got cancer, started having a lot of problems. I had already invested a ton in the car with my wife fully backing me. And I told her from the beginning, building the car was going to be expensive. And I had a budget set, which, as you know yourself, being a car builder, you're going to go over budget. I didn't know it was going to be that bad, but I did. I put a ton of work into it. Every little detail that that I could see. You can even see right here, you can see the split line of the primer and the paint forward and the primer back. I mean, I made sure everything was absolutely perfect. The suspension is completely done. I got a lot of pictures that'll be coming up. So that's the only way you can see what I did is by the slideshow. And I'll just keep talking while the slides just keep going by. You don't need to miss this face anyhow. I'm a mess. I'm still a little off, guys, from the chemo, but I'm coming back. I only get it once a month right now. I'm actually getting 2 types. Chemo for the cancer that's in my brain. I have 2 brain tumors. And the other one is called immune fusion, which makes your immune system strong as possible to fight the cancer that's trying to spread. So I'm getting it from both ends. I was in remission for 3 years. When I first got the cancer, it kind of flops around here a little bit. I'm sorry about that. When I first got the cancer and then I had my surgery, they put me on immune fusions right away. And that did put me in remission for 3 years. And I started to feel like I was fine. I didn't feel like the cancer was ever going to return. So foolishly, I invested quite a bit more into the vehicle, starting to feel invincible. That cancer was never going to get me. Well, on January 5th of 2023, I had an annual checkup, which I've had for every year since I've had cancer. And the doctor came in and he immediately had that look on his face that scared me half to death the first time I seen it. And I knew he didn't have good news. Hang with me, don't stop. He came in and said, you're stage 4 and it's reached your brain. So, okay. So I thought to myself, the wife has sacrificed as much as I have. We've moved into a cheaper place to live into. Made cutbacks on everything's one cell phone. Did everything we could to cut back to put money into this car. And now I'm broke. My insurance sucks. I can't cover the bills. Well, anyways, I can no longer do it alone. I can't finish this car by myself. So actually my producer, editor, director said, hey, I'll help you. I'll help you. I won't even charge you. Let's try a fundraiser for you, Jim. I know how much this means to you. So that's what this video is about, is putting together a fundraiser so I can finish the car, because the doctor is pretty confident I got 9 to 12 months left. And with the income that I got coming in, I can't, it won't be enough. Not even close. Now, believe me, I'm not crying over not finishing the car. It's leaving my wife alone. And she had a pretty rough marriage before me. He treated her like complete crap. And I'm the only one that's ever been good to her. I'm scared to death to leave her alone. So, I need your help to finish this car, if possible. And any extra you would like to send to help my wife and my family would be, I couldn't thank you enough. I don't have enough time to finish it on my own. I desperately need your help. There's been companies out there that have been fantastic to me during this build. Fantastic. A lot of support on the phone, their videos that I watched, the tips that I learned online from their channels got me to this point. what I learned from them, because I didn't know a lot about foreign cars. You know, I've always had a domestic pretty much, and waiting 36 years to build a car, a lot of things have changed, a lot of advancements, especially electronics. So I had to ask questions all the time. So I have a list of companies that I'd like to thank for their videos, for talking to me on the phone, for the contributions that they've made, you know, with advice and helping me out. TRC, the racing channel, they've been fantastic. AM Products, Mo and Jay at Real Street Performance, Jay's Tech Tips. Mo and Jay are wonderful, wonderful men. They're like family to me. They've been on board with my project since the beginning, 3 years, 9 months. Mo has been my only sales rep for 3 years and 9 months. Kyle at Garage Goblin, who recently started a channel, who's doing very well. He is a very decent young man. I really like him a lot. He's no matter how much bad luck that kid had, he always got a smile on his face, kind of like mine, right? Bravest and Braven of Deadbeat Garage, I personally want to thank you for your videos and the cars that you build. You guys do a bunch of crazy stuff, a bunch of fun stuff. I always enjoyed your channel. I've been watching you for 6 years, and I have a great time with every episode that you put up. HondaPartsNow.com is where I get my OEM parts from. I just can't find a better deal for OEM parts than I have at HondaParts.com. Skunk 2 products, a lot of Skunk 2 products on this vehicle that I bought from Real Street Performance. Fantastic products. Everything, the fit and finish of their products is fantastic. I've had a wonderful time working with them. Manny at Fuel Tech, I appreciate you. You've been a great help. It seems like every time I call Fuel Tech, I get Manny on the phone. So when I call Fuel Tech, I ask for Manny. He's a good guy, and he helps me out. Lester's Body Shop, he's local for me, just 25 miles south. He's going to help me finish painting my car. He's going to let me use a spray booth, and I got to buy the paint and all that stuff to do it. But for him, let me use his spray booth, I am blessed, because if you've ever painted a car outside, you know how that goes. Momo Racing Products. This car is complete energy suspension from front to back. Chris Sadowski Fabrication. Chris Sadowski Fabrication is located in Arizona, and he is an unbelievable fabricator. Fabulous fabricator. ARP studs and bolts, which you can see right here, that these are ARPs, and another way I went over budget. That's probably one of the worst things I did, was go over budget with everything, but gosh, it was coming out so nice, and I started buying really, really super. It's beautiful. This car is absolutely beautiful. Brent, thank you. Brent at PFI Speed. Your S2000 is coming out absolutely amazing. The work you've done on that car is art. It's not a build, it's art. That car, I can't wait to see it go down the track. I can't wait to see him make a hit down the track. I can't wait to see him make a hit down the track with that car. Speed Factory. I bought a lot of Speed Factory products for my vehicle. They make fantastic products. I bought quite a bit of Speed Factory stuff. Greg, Go Auto Works. Greg is probably the best welder I have ever seen. I try to get as much fabrication work done by Greg at Go Auto Works as possible. He has been wonderful. What an artist. What an artist. I bought Willwood brakes for the vehicle. I like to go fast, and I like to stop just as well. A lot of people neglect brakes. I like big brakes. I like strong brakes. So I don't like to hit stuff. So without your help, God willing, I can't finish I don't have the time. I don't have the time to finish this product. I don't have enough life left in my body. The doctors are saying, even with treatments, 9 to 12 months. And with the income that I bring in, that's not enough to finish this car. I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't make it. And with your generous contributions, I can finish it. I can do it. I have plenty of health left to finish the car. If I could buy all my parts, I can do it fairly quickly. If anybody out there can send me a year of life or 2 years of life, I'll take that over money any day. Any day, because I don't care how long it takes to build the car. I've always been extremely patient, sometimes too patient, but I'd take time over anything out there. But I need contributions. It's going to take money to finish this car, and I desperately, dearly, sincerely need your help to do so, and I hope you choose to do so. I would be very grateful. I appreciate your time. I thank you, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Cancer has a way of changing the plans you make. When the world comes crashing down, standing at the kitchen sink, suddenly the sunshine doesn't shine so bright, 'cause the doctor's diagnosis turned off all the light. Cancer has a way of changing your priorities. When the love you took for granted, now you're begging God won't leave. What you never made the time for is now what matters most. Walking through the front door more often than you go. Cancer has a way of changing the way you think. When a normal Tuesday morning is the best day of the week, 'cause Tuesdays are nothing special, but it's the day you're in. And you woke up this morning saying, I'm not giving in, because your body might be broken, but your heart is gonna grow. When you're walking through a living hell, heaven feels so close. Running back to Jesus to find he never left, carrying your weakness in the grace that he gives. Cancer has a way of changing the way you speak. When your eyes do all the talking, 'cause your voice is just too weak. Suffering in silence, 'cause you can't find the words to describe how you're feeling or how much it really hurts. Cancer has a way of changing the way you hear. The voices of your loved ones is music to your ears. The sound of your heart beating, singing me to sleep. In the dark when you're breathing, I know you're next to me. 'Cause we're not promised tomorrow, and today was a gift. Through the joy and the sorrow, we take the time we get. So if you don't talk like you used to, and you don't think the same, if you see life a little different, and your priorities have changed, it's alright, 'cause you made it through today.